Little Red Riding Hood is a European fairy tale about a girl's encounter with a wicked wolf, and it's beloved by children. The story follows a young girl who lives in a village near the forests. She is called Little Red Riding Hood because she always wears a red cloak when she goes out. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood's mother asked her to visit her grandmother. Her mother prepared a lovely basket full of fruits and delicious food for her to take. When the basket was ready, Little Red Riding Hood kissed her mother and set off. Her mother said, "Remember, Little Red Riding Hood, you must go directly to your grandmother's house and never talk to strangers. The forest is dangerous." Little Red Riding Hood replied, "Don't worry, mother, I'll be careful." While on her way, Little Red Riding Hood noticed some beautiful flowers in the forest. She forgot her promise to her mother and stopped to pick some. She watched the butterflies and listened to the frogs. She enjoyed her time so much that she didn't notice the dark shadows creeping up behind her. Suddenly, the wolf appeared beside her and asked in a friendly manner, "What are you doing here, little girl?" Little Red Riding Hood told him she was on her way to visit her grandmother, who lives near the valley in the forest. She then remembered her mother's warning and quickly ended the conversation to hurry to her grandmother's house. Meanwhile, the wolf also headed towards the grandmother's house. He knocked gently on the grandmother's door, and she thought it was her granddaughter. The grandmother was relieved, thinking, "Thank goodness, my dear, you're safe. I was worried when you took so long in the forest." But to her surprise, it was the wolf. The wicked wolf locked the grandmother in the wardrobe. He found a nightgown to wear and climbed into her bed. After a few minutes, Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. The wolf, pretending to be the grandmother, pulled the covers over his long nose. However, Little Red Riding Hood noticed that her grandmother's voice sounded strange. The wolf claimed to have a bad cold and coughed to sound convincing. Then, Little Red Riding Hood noticed the large ears, and the wolf asked her to come closer to the bed. When she got close, she saw that the eyes and teeth didn't look like her grandmother's. She began to feel scared and her voice trembled. Suddenly, the wolf jumped up and chased Little Red Riding Hood around the room. She realized too late that it wasn't her grandmother, but the wolf. She ran around the room shouting, "Help, help! The wolf wants to eat me! Save me!" Her cries were heard by a woodsman chopping wood in the forest. He ran quickly to the house and saved Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. Although trembling with fear, Little Red Riding Hood learned her lesson and vowed never to talk to strangers again.